Hi guys, good to see you, or good to imagine seeing you. I'm only kidding. We're going to start off with the C jam blues. Probably the easiest fingering would be to use your first finger on the E and your second finger on the B flat. But you could also use the middle two fingers to hit the tritone. That would really be the two valuable fingerings, I think, for this. So let's maybe first try fingering fingers 1 and 2 down here, and we'll go. Keep on 4 and up. I'm going to show the right hand now. What I'm doing here is I'm just using my thumb and index finger, just going like this. Okay. I don't think I can get it so you can see both hands. I would have to back up so far. It may not be valuable. But so I'm using, obviously a downstroke with a thumb, upstroke. That's all that's happening. So I'm not strumming it with my thumb. I think that's the wrong kind of sound. I don't think that's going to work. Okay, so that's all that's happening with the right hand. Not too much actually. So now I'm going to try it with the middle two fingers on the tritone. What I did there was I went G minor 7 to C7. I'm adding a little substitution there on the 4th bar. I'm going F, B flat, E, B flat. So again, from the top. And I will back up so you can kind of get a larger view of what's going on, and it probably would be easier for me, so I don't have to keep readjusting the camera, and I can always pull my monitor forward a little bit, I guess. I guess one thing that struck me as I was playing that is first of all many different fingerings or string sets. You could do some different things. Let's see, which measure is this? 4, 5, 6. Measure 7, actually measure 8 rather. I could go on to the 4th and 3rd strings for the G sharp and D, or I could go on the 5th and 4th and do it all the way up here. Okay, so I'll back up a little bit now. We'll see if this. I can maybe raise my guitar up a little bit too. That might help. One thing that I find tricky here is the D minor 7 on the 9th bar. You can't really bar that like this and get a really good sound out of that, because you're trying to have the G melody note cut off. You don't want it to go. Okay, you don't want that. So in order to get the proper independence, you would want to finger it like this. First finger on the F, fourth finger on the C, second finger on the G up there. So 1, 4, and maybe I said 3. It was the second finger. So you can go like. So that's actually kind of tricky. I'm holding the D minor 7 actually onto bar 10 as well. The first 2 beats of bar 10 are a D minor 7 as well. So I just kind of like the way that sounds. So let's try that. Bar 9. Okay. Excuse me just a second. Back my amp up a little bit. You know, Joe Pass had a saying. He said, "There's nothing worse than hearing yourself really loud in your ear." I have my amp up kind of close to my ear now that I'm backed up. So I find that this is a very valuable type of exercise. Of course, you know, the melody is so easy on this, but the good thing is that we're paying attention to our note durations. We want to get the Freddie Green thing to sound sort of like this, and we want the melody, we want it crisp like that. So we don't want to have it going and holding it. But you know, that's not terrible. Okay. So you know, I would suggest trying this comping with different melodies. I've got a good question from Rob here, which I guess you can all see too. Am I playing the tritone on strings 4 and 5? I like to play the tritones on strings 4 and 5 as much as possible. Okay, I like to play them there for a couple of different reasons. First of all, if I play the tritones, or let's call them the 3rd and 7th, because on minor chords, this is, for instance, a G minor 7 up on the 8th fret on strings 4 and 5. Okay, I can play that with one finger. I can play it in order to have more independence. I can play it with 2 fingers. The nice thing is, I can get. I was going to talk about this a little bit. Lenny Breau used to quite often put a note up on the 3rd string as well with the chord. So let's the G minor 7, it might not be the best example. Let's actually move the tritone. Let's move the 7th down a half step till we get to an E. So now we've got an E and a B flat here. Okay, what we'll do now is we're going to flatten the 2nd finger to get the D on the 3rd string. So that's on the 7th fret. That's the 7th fret D, 3rd string, and I'm just simply flattening this finger, so now I can get 3 notes with 2 fingers. I've got the E, B flat, and D. See that? And the nice thing is it allows the 1st finger and the 4th finger to play melodies. Okay, so that's kind of why I like keeping them on the 3rd and 7th on the 4th and 5th strings, because I like to get that other note whenever possible. Let's try one other fingering. Let's bar the 7th fret, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings. Okay, so you get that. But now we're going to put the B flat on the 4th string. So this is going to be a C9 sharp 11 by going. I'm sure a lot of you guys know that chord already, so let me get the different camera angle here. This will do things a little bit. Okay, so I'm just doing that. Now you can see why Lenny Breau got a 7-string guitar with a high A, because he wanted to get 4-note comping chords and be able to play 2 melody strings. All we've got is this one melody string. If we play this chord, all we've got is this one melody string to play with. Okay, so we get like a line like that. It's kind of limited, but of course with Lenny's extra high string, he had access to much more melody there. But you know, we're lucky to just get these three notes, E, B flat, and D, by just using 2 fingers. Okay, so you can practice some melodies with this. One nice thing is to sustain the chord and play a little melody. Like I'm going to play now example number 2, which is sort of what I would do really when I'm soloing and I'm trying to do this style with the 2 notes below. Now I've yet to really get too much into the 3 notes. You can see in the third to the last bar, and the second to last bar, obviously, you know that I'm going into bigger chords. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this for you. This is a nice sound, actually, of this kind of a chord. It's this C13, so it'll be like. Some of the voicings, what I've got is really fourth to the last bar, and I've got, and then this, which is a voicing I like a lot because it's got both the sharp 9 and the flat 9 in it. That's that D7, sharp 9, flat 9, just regular augmented. Okay, so go ahead and play that one more time. Hopefully do a better job this time. Okay, so you know, one thing you could just play the melody, just play the upstands. It's always good to do that, and then maybe just play the down stems, just in order to study this a little bit. So go through it and go. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was actually 2, 3. Yeah. And I do think that the bars are really good to use sometimes in this style. You know, but that particular example that you mentioned on the first measure, that would be a little tough right there. But it definitely has its place, you know. Check this out. Just try to keep this going. That's a whole nother sound, which is keeping the 4 on the floor thing going at the same time. And I would recommend that this is another way you can use these examples, because that way you don't have to think of your own melody right away. And then once you get the technique down, you can start doing your own melodies. But sometimes it just helps to have something like a certain melody, you go, okay, well, I've got to try to keep 4 on the floor below this melody. Now that brings up right hand issues galore, I'm sure. Trying to keep that. Let me angle it so you can see what my right hand's doing. I'm not really thinking about what the right hand's doing so much, but maybe I'll try to pay attention. So I'm still using thumb and index for the 4 on the floor, as opposed to strumming with my thumb. So I'm going. Now I've got 3 notes, so I'm using these 3 fingers. So. Turn around and get me back to the F, F minor. The 5th finger, I keep on thinking about how I'm going to use that. I know I use it when I play, and really what it would be like is if you take, say, an E flat on the 6th fret of the 5th string, and you play an A on the 1st string with 1 finger. You see, you just play it with 1 finger. So suppose we want an E flat 7 sharp 11 chord. Go ahead and try to work on playing it like this, with maybe 2. Well, that'll open up a couple of doors for you, just being able to do that. Because, you know, in the course of improvising with this stuff, you end up having to really do some weird fingerings to make it work. Let's take a song like My Romance, for instance. So we'll go like, let's see. Using my essential tones there. Here I'm going to use, you know, we don't have a bass player here, but I'll try to play every once in a while a low bass note just so you can hear what it'll sound like. E flat major 7. I might use a G minor triad there. Because with the bass player, he's playing a low E flat. I'm going to play a G and a D. Okay, and my melody note's B flat. So I might not play, you know, it'd be a wasted note if I played an E flat and a G. So I'll play my 3rd and 7th, as you say, the essential tones. My bass player's got this, so I'll get, it'll sound like this. It's a nice sound. So I go. I'll go through the song like this. Same thing. You see, I'm being a stickler for keeping this ringing. So. I was trying a reharm there. I'll have to. Third and 7th, 3rd and 7th. 3rd and 7th. Thank all you guys for checking out the master class, and you know, certainly if you have any, if you feel like you want to have me address any topics in a future class, please keep the ideas coming. And I'm thinking about having another Lenny Breau class, speaking, dealing maybe with his harmonics and stuff in the future, and then maybe a class on Van Eps and the harmonic mechanisms as well. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. And keep on picking and grinning.